Actually, Mike, I have a question for you, and we'll come back to another. I forgot who asked that question, but she said that since you've been on council, actually it was Mervet Kadu, she said, being a councilman, what was your biggest challenge for the last 4 years, and what do you think the council needs to work on? And if you can touch a little bit also on the tax question, that would be interesting.
Well, yeah, the tax question, I mean, I've been saying it from the beginning. I mean, in my opinion, we do have some challenges the mayor has noted that are unique to the city of Dearborn that is nowhere else in the state of Michigan. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about the facts. 69% of every dollar that we collect goes to police and fire.
Right.
We're the only city in the state of Michigan in which both the fire department and the police department are mandated staffing by the charter. Is that correct, Mayor?
Yeah, that's correct.
And so we're the only one. So what does that mean? My job, Adam, is not to tell the residents, you know, hey, you guys are wrong. The residents tell us. They said, we voted for this. So
right.
What does that mean? That means that my job is to make sure that those 31 cents are being effectively spent by asking the right questions.
Or even the 69 cents being also efficiently spent?
They are efficiently spent, but they're mandated. So
right.
Here's what they mean. That's mandated. They're mandated by staffing.
Mm-hmm.
So I have no control over it. Now, when you talk about control, can we ask the chief to make sure the police officers have more tasers? Can we fund additional money for the fire department for a training center that we have that's operational now? Yeah, we can do that, you know, but the bottom line is you have 69 cents out of every dollar there that is dedicated for that. So we have to find out how to do more with less. And we can do that, but we have to ask the right questions. We have to ask, why are we doing this way? I'm going to give you a short example. Really, really small. People might think it's minute, but let me give you an example. We get a bid in for a house that we own, and it says, we're going to demolition it, and it has asbestos, and it was going to cost, I don't want to misquote, but a high amount, a very high amount.
Yeah, get closer to the mic. Yeah.
So I looked at that, I'm like, wow, I looked at it, and there was 50 bidders, and only one person bid. 50 people took the application, and only one person bid.
Okay.
Now, somebody else that might be like, oh, you know, the other 58 people are crazy. No. I said, there's something wrong with this. So I looked into it, and I asked the question to the director. I say, what's going on here? Well, it has asbestos. Well, that makes sense. But then when you look further, Adam, you find out that it was written that the same person that does the demolition will do the asbestos. That's not a good race of resources. People that do asbestos removal don't do demolition. So here's the difference. When I mentioned that, they said, you know what, you might have a good idea. That's working together. Then my colleagues agreed with me. That's real change. That's the difference. See, I've never been the person to say, hey, here's the problem, and then never have a solution. That's not who I am. I will never be that. My colleagues agreed with me. The director agreed with me. He goes, you know what, let's separate it. We'll separate the bid, and we'll see what we get. You know what happened? They got a better bid. We saved $4,000 or $5,000. I want to misquote, but I know it was in that range. By separating the bid, by getting a professional that did asbestos and a professional that did demolition. So that's the difference between asking the right questions and doing a good job, and more importantly, getting your colleagues to agree with you and getting real change.
Mike, to answer the quick question by Mervet, what was the biggest challenge that you faced over the last 4 years on council?
I think the biggest challenge is the budgeting. And that's our main function, as the mayor will tell you.
Right.
The mayor has been very clear, and the charter is very clear. It's our budget. It's not the mayor's. The mayor produces the budget to us. So when we vote no on the budget, or we say we don't like this budget item, it's our job to change it.
Right.
Okay? But I think it can be done more efficiently.
Okay.
I have said, and it's in the charter, that we need another person to be assigned. We can fund a person to help us in the accounting aspect of the budget so that we understand what's going on. It's a huge budget, $117 million, right? There's several different funds. Things change all the time. Funds move into different groups. You got to know what you're doing. It's not something that's easy. And a couple councilmen said to me in the beginning, they're absolutely right. It takes you a year or two to understand. So what happens is you hone in on things that you understand. But as you get the veracity of the picture, that's why the council needs to hold better meetings regarding this budgeting and needs to employ people to help us with the budget so we know what we're doing right.
Okay, next question we have from Leslie.